Council Grove is in the heart of the Flint Hills and is the county seat of Morris County. For being a small town, it sure has a lot of history and is one of the 8 wonders of Kansas. In 1825, U.S. commissioners met with the chiefs of the Osage Indians in the large grove of hardwood timber, which is how Council Grove got its name. The Osage leaders signed a treaty granting a right-of-way to European Americans for a public highway. This was established as the Santa Fe Trail, a portion of which later became the main street of Council Grove, which settlers' wagons passed through to proceed to the west. Beginning in 1825 and continuing for the next 2 decades, a large oak tree was used by passing caravans to leave messages for incoming travelers. The messages were hidden in the base of the tree and held lots of information, including water, danger, and opportunities on the trail. In the spring of 1846, the Kanza, or Kaw Indians, signed a treaty with the government giving their reservation land along the Kansas River in exchange for a smaller reservation in what is now Morris County. The Kaw Indians were relocated and remained on the Kaw Reservation outside of Council Grove until 1873. In 1847, Seth Hayes, great-grandson to Daniel Boone and cousin to Kit Carson, became the first settler in Council Grove and established a trading post for the purpose of trading with the Indians. In 1849, Kaw Mission was built to educate the Kaw Indians after they were relocated from their reservation. The school was closed in 1854 and later became the first school for the settlers' children. Today, Kaw Mission serves as a museum and is a state historic site. A large number of traders found their way to Council Grove and put up trading establishments along the Santa Fe Trail over the next several years. The traders did well as Council Grove was the last point of trade on the trail until New Mexico. In October of 1854, Kansas became a territory and the first Kansas governor, Andrew Reeder, visited Council Grove in hopes to make it the territorial capital, but at the time the land was of Indian possession. In 1857, Seth Hayes built the Old Hayes Tavern, which today is the oldest continuously operating restaurant west of the Mississippi River. That same year, the Last Chance store was built, as it was the last chance for those headed to Santa Fe to stock up on supplies. In 1867, the Seth Hayes home was built of bricks from a local factory and native lumber. Here, Seth lived with his adopted daughter and a freed slave. The home still stands today and is operated as a museum by the Morris County Historical Society. Also in 1867, General Custer bargained with the Indians at Custer Elm for 160 acres surrounding the tree, which was one of the largest elms in the United States. Under this elm, General Custer camped with his men shortly before the tragic massacre by Sitting Bull. In 1868, the Missouri, Kansas, and Texas Railroad, known as the Katy Railroad, was built through Morris County, passing through and bringing citizens to Council Grove. It is located in what is now called Durland Park. In Durland Park, you will also find an old pioneer cowboy jail, an old caboose, and a Buckeye oil engine. By 1872, the Santa Fe Railroad was completed to the Colorado border and the days of the Santa Fe Trail as a main transportation were over. In 1873, the Kaw Indians were removed from their reservation in Morris County to Oklahoma Territory, thus opening the land for white settlement. That same year, Seth Hayes died and was buried in the Greenwood Cemetery, which was donated to the town by himself and Sam Wood in 1862. In March of 1882, William Henry White opened Farmers and Drovers Bank. In 1892, a new building was constructed and the bank was moved to that location, where it is still owned and operated by William Henry White's descendants today. Some other historical sites to see in Council Grove include Hermit's Cave, which once was a home to a religious mystic in 1863. The Old Bell Monument, established in 1863, which called people to church, summoned children to school, warned people of approaching floods, fires, and Indian raids. The Carnegie Library, one of many throughout the United States, donated by Andrew Carnegie between 1883 and 1929. The Neosho Riverwalk, one of the most documented crossings on the Santa Fe Trail. where you can see the Madonna of the Trail, one of the 12 monuments in the United States dedicated to the spirit of pioneer women, an old covered wagon, and the Guardian of the Grove, a statue of Kaw Indian Chief Washunga. Today, the small town supports a population of around 2,000 some people and thrives on small businesses. The history in Council Grove is incredible. And I'm proud to call this place my hometown.